it's Rachel from All About Planners. So if you follow my blog, you'll know that I tend to avoid using daily planners, the day to a page format, just because it doesn't really work with how I plan. I don't like to go into super detail scheduling things out. Like, they always seem to have an hourly time slot thing, which just never works for me, because if you miss something, it throws like your whole day out. I'm very much a task focused person, and that's what this planner is. It's a day to a page, however it is very task oriented. You don't have that scheduling thing on the daily page, hence why I'm super keen to try it out. So, full disclaimer, I did receive a copy of this planner for free in exchange for this review. However, I was going to purchase it anyway because it has a layout that I've not seen before for a daily planner, and I really, really like it. So, in terms of the size, it is about 6.5 inches wide by about 8.5 inches high. So it's between a small and a medium size, a little bit bigger. I would say this is an ideal size, not too small, not too big, and it is very lightweight. As you can see, it's hardbound, doesn't have anything printed on the side, which I would probably prefer, because if you see this on a shelf like that, it's just going to look like any old generic notebook. That aside, you've got bright white paper, which I love, because most hardbound planners, for whatever weird reason, have like a gross yellowy tinge paper, which I hate. I hate writing on it. It feels cheap and nasty. This is really nice bright white paper, though. I love it. Does not have tabs, as you probably noticed. However, it does have 2 built-in ribbon bookmarks. Hardbound, which I tend to avoid because the pages usually don't lay flat, so I'm keen to see if this one does. And it does have a little bit of gold foil on the front with the name of the planner. And I really like this blue. Most of the hardbound ones just have black, which gets a bit boring, so I really like this pop of colour. And then we go into the planner, so let's have a look. So, I always wondered why they called it Tempus, and then they explained it here, so they probably get asked that a lot of times. So it means time and opportunity in Latin. Something different in terms of naming a planner. Memorable, it's a good idea. This paper feels really smooth. I'm really keen to try a pen test, which will be linked in the description box below. Feels really nice, smooth paper. So it has this sort of like preliminary page where it gives you some advice on how to use the planner in terms of the different pages. So if you're a little stuck, you're not sure where to start, definitely refer to that page. Now, on the whole, it's already laying flat without me having to touch the pages or hold them down, which is already a really big pro in my book. So we have the yearly overview, open-ended space. You can put anything in here. There's no lines, however, which could be a little problematic if you write crooked like I do. Big boxes, though, you can do whatever you like with them. Do birthdays, anniversaries, project planning. I use it for blog content planning, cleaning schedules, etc. Then you have a books to read page. Good idea, but I'd probably prefer just like a list format. I feel like this does take up a fair bit of space when they map it out like that. But it's good that it's there because not many planners tend to include a books to read section. Now, this quote finder thing I'm a little unsure about. So it's probably like supposed to keep your mind working to try and find the quote. Not really sure I would bother with that, but it's there if you want to try it out. Probably give it a go once, see if I like it. Got a mind mapping section, open-ended blank page. Now, this is what I was really excited about, the daily planning pages. So, as you can see, no scheduling space, which is brilliant because I would never use that and then I'd just waste half the page. This one is very task oriented, and if you follow me, you'll know that I'm always doing top 3. I do a top 3 for each year, month, week, and day. This one already has it built in, which is brilliant, and not just a list, it actually has action steps and a little to complete by. So if you wanted to do something in the morning, then obviously you put that time in there. Really, really like this. This is brilliant in my opinion. Love it. Not too like overly planned. You've still got open-ended space with the lines. I just love it. Really functional. Very keen to try it out. And then you've got a notes box, the little schedule. If you did want to plan like that, you get to choose what time. So it's not starting at like a ridiculous hour of like 6 a.m. I'm not even out of bed at 6 a.m. I'm not sure why most planners have that. I guess for like the morning school run, something like that. But I normally go from like 9 until midnight on a weekend. So those schedules never work for me. This one, open-ended, put whatever you like in there, and other tasks, and then a little reflection, like review section down the bottom. So when I use this, obviously going to use the top 3, not modify that at all. And then in the notes, I'll probably have all of my little things that pop up throughout the day. Schedule, I might just put in, I'll probably use this on the weekend. I might just put in, you know, like AM, I'm going to be recording videos. PM, I need to do bookkeeping, that kind of thing. So I'll just put like AM, not a time. And then other tasks will probably just be my little catch-all that pops up throughout the day. So you have this full page for each day of the week, including the weekend. And you also get a weekly review. So like I mentioned earlier, you've got the little daily review, and then I also like this weekly review with a lined writing space and some decent questions. So like practical stuff, you know, not just sort of wishy-washy like, did you have a good week? No, this one like spells it out for you. Really like that. And lots of space to plan it. And then very book focused, this planner, so probably would not use this section. I don't think I really need to like write that sort of thing down. I'll probably just use that as extra weekly review space. It has a simple like minimalist style throughout, black and white, so you can add lots of color if you want to. It's gender neutral, so it's not just for women. There's lots of feminine style planners out there, so I don't know about you guys out there, but if you're struggling to find one that's not pink and girly and florally, this one would be a good option. Lots of space to write and that really nice bright white paper. Now at the back, this is what I wanted to show you. You've got these goal pages. So I really like these pages, as you can tell, because it has the action steps, similar format to the daily, where you've got obviously what the thing is, and then you've got space to put your tasks. And it has a nice wide horizontal, like full width writing space, so you don't have to bunch things up and use multiple lines. Really like that. Definitely a fan. Some open-ended brainstorm space, and then notes and outcome. Not really sure if I'd bother with the outcome section, because I mainly just use that to like plan it out. I don't then go back and put it there. I'd have like a separate page to do that, like what worked, what didn't work, that kind of thing. Probably run out of space if I use that. Might just repurpose this brainstorm. Not completely nailed down how I'm going to use these pages yet, but I do quite like this, really like that actually. You've got multiple pages of these, it's not just one goal. You've got 5, and then I really like this page, the half-year review. So in addition to a weekly, monthly, I also do a half-year and an annual review. This one, similar to the rest of the planner, functional, lined writing space, like decent questions. You know, it's not like 20 questions, it's only a few that are practical. I really like that. Definitely need to do that more often. I should incorporate that into my reviews as standard, because I always overdo it. Quite like this, that's different. I've not seen that in a planner before. And then you've got some lined note space at the back where I'll be doing that pen test. The link will be in the description box below. And you've got quite a few lined notes pages and some unlined as well. There is no pocket folder, but you do get an elastic band to keep the planner closed. So on the whole, I quite like this. It's very different to most of the daily planners out there, which is why I'm so excited to try it out. So I'll have that pen test in the description box, and I hope you found this review helpful.